for menstrual hygiene, waste management also in the value chain, somewhere sustainable solutions we are advocating for. Finally, coming to maintenance and monitoring, because operation maintenance is a big issue wherever even MHM friendly toilets are there. So that emphasis and getting the funding at the right time, getting the HR at the right time, that is crucial. And lastly, and very importantly, monitoring is a very crucial part, because in the health MIS system of the National Health Mission, definitely MHM indicator is there, but again, it is the limitation is there of age group, that only 14 to 25 age group is considered in the MIS of the health ministry. At state level, I'm not sure what kind of regular monitoring might be happening in Maharashtra, but across other states also, no such regular monitoring is happening. So even at the school level, if awareness session is happening, or at the Anganwadi level, if some awareness session is happening, how it is getting recorded and how it is monitored, especially the compilation of all reports from the grassroots level at the state level and sharing at the national level. That is very crucial. So somewhere this is also key advocacy point. And like with a big forum of partners and CSOs and all today in this call, I think it's a great opportunity for all of us that, this is where the future advocacy efforts should be directed towards. Then coming to the collaborative efforts for menstrual hygiene, like this slide just gives each ministry what they are doing, what WCD is doing, what drinking water sanitation is doing, and education ministry. So with the education ministry, just want to emphasize that in the Swachh Vidyalaya Puraskar, the PM Rising, PM Schools for Rising India, PM Shri, there also menstrual hygiene friendly infrastructure is mentioned. And the school health program, where the SHAI, which is known as School Health Wellness Ambassador Initiative, so that also focuses on MHM. So with all the advocacy and 10 years of Global Menstrual Hygiene Day, I think somewhere down the line, that momentum has been generated. So now I come to one of my last slide, that which is on best practices on MHM nationally, internationally. And in most of the cases, it is with UNICEF's advocacy efforts. So just want to, while we are at this slide, just want to mention that, like pioneering efforts in Maharashtra that have been piloted almost, I am aware, since 2011 onwards. So I think they have, in one way or the other, inspired the good efforts across the country also. So just I want to capture some of the recent development within the past 1 or 2 years. So in the state of UP, Operation Alankar, it is a scheme for secondary school infrastructure upgradation and also new construction, because some of the schools are very historical kind of structures there, secondary schools especially, though some are from the British period also. So the whole infrastructure, including wash, is getting upgraded with the investment from the state government's own side. And Operation Alankar, because it is about secondary school, it includes indicators on menstrual friendly toilets and awareness generation also. Then Garima scheme in UP, it is like it is envisaged to ensure for school girls they have access to environmentally sustainable menstrual hygiene products as well, and also safe disposal. So they are also including the reusable pad, which can be made at home by the girls themselves. And then access to correct information. So there's a detailed set of IC material. And one big planning is to have MHM corners to be included in all the schools. Then Operation Anganwadi Kayakalp is about transformation of the Anganwadi center infrastructure, including wash. And then since in the Anganwadi center, the Anganwadi worker is expected to organize orientation session or refreshers for the adolescent girls on menstrual hygiene and personal hygiene once in 15 days or once in a week in many states. So there also under Operation Kayakalp, they have made effort in this direction. And then coming to the state of Bihar, so Bihar has managed to with their efforts for past 2-3 years, they have mobilized the Self-Help Group Federation, which is like running into almost 1.2 lakh women and girls. They have been reached through awareness sessions on MHM, and SHG self-help group women have been trained on small-scale production of sanitary pads. So somewhere They have worked on the value chain in terms of the supplies and the production. So the SHGs are able to find right kind of market within the government system only for this purpose. Then in Bihar, one scheme is running very nicely for past 4 years, which is the Chief Minister's scheme for adolescent girls, and annual cash transfer is done to bank account, which is used by the girls, adolescent girls who have attained puberty. And then this amount is like, it is not very huge amount. It's only rupees 350 or 400 kind of. And then sometimes girls may not be having the bank account, so the account of their parents is used for this cash transfer. One good practice from Bihar is that like almost 1 or 2 years back in Bihar, with the support of UNFPA, they developed a framework for integrating sustainable waste management, menstrual waste management, and it was being piloted and developed in collaboration with the Patna Municipal Corporation. So that is one good effort in Bihar. Then coming to Odisha and Jharkhand, these states have their own schemes for free distribution of sanitary pad along with awareness.
Pratibha, 1 minute more. Huh?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, yeah. I'm just concluding. Yeah. So in Karnataka, right now, menstrual hygiene management is covered in three schemes: Shuchi, Maitri, and Vatsalya. Behind the although the Rashtriya Kishore Swasth Karyakram is already there, and RKSK have adopted a behavior change communication approach. So they are closely working with local NGO to mobilize the community how to adopt the usage of menstrual cup, which is environmentally sustainable and also saves a lot of. It's very economical as well. Then I would like to talk of two, three international example. In the South Africa, they have a framework and a program known as Sanitary Dignity. And this is endorsed by the parliament, as well as it is enshrined in the constitution of the country as well. This program prioritizes girls and women so that they continue with their sports activity as well during periods, and also the menstruators who are having some kind of disability or the other. And also this whole program in South Africa includes a component on menstrual economy, where women are empowered to become the small scale entrepreneurs, and like they are experimenting a lot these days with environment sustainable material, like from agave plant, and also from like different kind of hemp and other kind of fibers. Then I would like to refer to one example from Nepal, where USAID has a program Suahara 2, and under this activity, they have been able to reach out to almost 4,000 local women tailors in different districts in Nepal, and they were trained to produce high quality reusable sanitary pad from the waste cloth material, clean cloth material, in fact. And the women tailors were also trained on branding these product and marketing this product in the name of Sangi, because Nepal has a very delicate Himalayan ecological system. So they cannot allow incineration at all, or even biomedical waste, let alone the menstrual waste. So they are experimenting and trying to promote the reusable pads a lot. And this product is known as Sangi. This initiative has been like sustaining in a good way. And from Mali, which is not a very big country, so they have community mentoring program where MHM is also a part of that. Although the program's primary objective is to eradicate child marriage and underage pregnancy, but the MHM component is noteworthy because they have a funding for renovation of school toilets and private rooms for adolescents. So this is all. And then my last slide is all about how the menstrual hygiene day in the year 2023 in India, how successful it was. And definitely Maharashtra, in a big way, there were great activities happening there. So estimated direct reach of the MH day in India last year was around 3.1 million, and indirect reach was estimated to be around 14 million. And then social media platform, you can see different like models emerged, and across the country there were a lot of things like TV interviews, radio programs on menstrual health and hygiene. So with that, I conclude my presentation. Thanks everyone for the patient hearing. And if we might have scope for any question or any feedback, it would be welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Pratibha. That was quite informative for all the participants of this webinar as they align their efforts to the overall effort at national and international level. And it's like the collaborative effort that is driven by UNICEF is really remarkable. So thank you for joining us and sharing this with us. Now let me invite Dr. Jairaj Pathak, Director General, All India Institute of Local Self-Government. Very happy to have him as the leader of our organization. He is a retired IS officer, has served the government in the roles of Municipal Commissioner of Greater Mumbai, Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai, earlier as Principal Secretary of Urban Development of Government of Maharashtra. So he comes with extensive experience in the development sector, and we are happy to have him here. Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Although women constitute almost 50% of India's population, a special attention to women's issues came to be given only after the 74th Amendment, because till that time, women did not have a particularly high say in the municipal administration, since they were not getting elected and they were not getting representing in proportion to their population. So after the 74th Amendment, we have been focusing on various women's issues. Now, at least in Maharashtra, 5% of the expenditure of the municipalities is to be assigned for the women and child issues. So there is a separate committee in each municipal body for a committee for women and child development. That committee is supposed to take care of this 5% expenditure. Of course, entire 5% cannot be really given for beneficiary-oriented programs, and some does go for infrastructure for women. Now, as far as RCUS is concerned, it is the agency of the Government of India where regional centers are paid money by the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs for issues which are very important from urban point of view. However, whatever is important in urban gets important in rural also. India in the last 75 years has just transited from a low income country to a lower middle income country. So as per our income level, our HDI, Human Development Index, was also relatively low, and health as well as education were neglected subjects. So naturally, with low level of education and low level of health, this very, very important issue, which we are observing today, good practices on this, was remained kind of social taboo, because particularly in Hindu religion, the menstrual periods was considered something impure or undesirable, and since it was not being given attention to. Of course, our thinkers in the last 1,000 years or so, or even last 3,000 years, I would say, have tried to remove this. Both Buddha and Guru Nanak, they don't see this as social taboo, but something which is natural for womanhood. There was this interesting movie, End of Sentence, where in rural India, the stigma of menstruation and the women making their low-cost sanitary napkins, sanitary pads, and thereby they stride towards financial independence was highlighted. So this is an issue which in the last 20, 30 years has engaged attention, and even the poorest women are paying great importance to this, because ultimately a childbirth is possible only for a woman for whom menstrual periods are healthy. Our National Family Health Survey have recently found that 90% of the women with 12 years of education or more are using safe sanitary pads, maybe locally made. Nevertheless, now in the last, say, about 20 years, there is a great change in the healthy practices in this sector. Nevertheless, this day is observed every year for as Menstrual Hygiene Day. This is the 10th Menstrual Hygiene Day. So I wish every success and from the side of All India Institute of Local Self-Government, as well as from RCUS, will extend full support to this.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for your words and for your continued support. We will keep working on this MHM as one of our areas of support to the state governments and the local governments, of course. So thank you for joining us again here, sir. As we all know that today we plan to unveil this compendium of good practices that we were able to put together with support from all the organizations who are going to present it here. So we are privileged to have Dr. Fatak and Dr. Pratibha. So we are requesting them to unveil this compendium of good practices here. We would like to request them to inaugurate this document here. So yes, I think can put this in. Thanks for this.
Welcome. Today marks the unveiling of the Compendium of Good Practices on Menstrual Hygiene Management Value Chain for a period-friendly Maharashtra. Within this compendium, the 16 remarkable practices gathered from all corners of Maharashtra. This compendium is structured around three pivotal themes. Theme 1, production of innovative menstrual absorbents. Theme 2, access and outreach. And Theme 3, disposal and treatment. We extend our heartfelt gratitude to the 16 organizations whose invaluable contributions have woven together these inspiring praxis soon.
Thank you, Tapti, for that. I hope everyone could hear her. So we're happy to inaugurate this compendium here today. And I think what Tapti was trying to say is that this will be available on our portal very soon. And this is developed for dissemination essentially so that we learn from others' experiences of working in the field. So thank you very much once again, Dr. Fatak and Dr. Pratibha for joining us at the inaugural. Now we conclude the inaugural session here, and I am going to hand it over to Tapti for the next session, wherein all our 16 speakers who have contributed to this, or 16 organizations who have contributed to this document, are going to present their work for everyone to learn from. So I'm handing it over to Tapti. Over to you, Tapti. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tapti, we're not able to hear you. I think there's some connection issue at your level. You would like to switch, like, yes, keep your video off, please. That will help maybe. Yeah. Yeah, better.
Am I audible now? Okay, great. So good evening, everyone. This compendium of good practices on menstrual hygiene management value chain for a period-friendly Maharashtra has three themes. Let's begin with the first theme, production of innovative products. We would like to invite Mr. Jaideep Mandal from Akar Innovations to talk about Anandi pads. Over to you, sir.
Hi, good evening, and thanks MH Coalition Maharashtra for giving us the opportunity to share our thoughts. So we at Akar, we have been working on menstrual hygiene solutions for over more than a decade, about 15 years to be precise. And I'm happy to also share, like, we have been part of this MH Day from day one with Wash United and many other organizations when it was started back in 2013-14. So quickly, I'll take the presentation. Second, yeah. So our mission has been to provide commercially viable solutions for production, distribution, marketing, and sales of affordable, eco-friendly hygiene products at scale. Currently, we working on compostable sanitary pads and liners. We also have future plans of getting into diapers and other products. Our initiative also, we talk about saving the planet one pad at a time, because when someone is using a sanitary pad and if it is going to the landfill or if it is incinerated, some way every pad matters. So that's one of our slogan where we call it. During our solution about our solutions, Anandi pads, we are the first one to introduce compostable pads in India, probably in the world. We have three category of products, our premium products, which we sell in Amazon, wherein we use organic cotton and also other compostable materials to make that. It has been Amazon's choice product for a longer period of time. And while we sell this product, a portion of the money goes back to the villages for giving compostable pads to the needy women and girls, along with menstrual hygiene education. We had launched our another second level of product for the retail market last year in Bangalore, wherein we call it as Anandi Athletic, which is at a price point of any competitive multinational brands available in the market, but it comes in a very lucrative, compostable, colorful packaging. And currently it's present in about 1,000 plus stores in Bangalore, and it's retailed at 80 and 90 rupees for a pack of 7 in XL and double XL size. The third one, which we have been selling and working in the villages of across India for over more than a decade, is Anand Eco Plus category of product, which is the most affordable compostable sanitary pad in the world, which the price is starting from only 40 rupees for a pack of 8. And this has been also selected by UNFPA and UNICEF after a long bidding process for global distribution under the program. And we work with many NGOs and CSR organizations across India and outside India too. Happy to share also that from the next months, we'll be working with Maharashtra government and another foundation who are supporting us to work with 125,000 girls across Maharashtra in the interior government schools for providing compostable pads. But we also made sure we are not only giving the pads, but also making compost pits in every schools wherever we are giving these pads, along with the menstrual hygiene education with a training of trainers program, followed by a baseline, midline, and inline surveys to see the impact of the program. Sorry. Next, and while we sell our pads, so what has been our motive and things that whatever we say, it backed with authentic certifications and from global bodies across the world. And we are also the first one to get the certification under ISO 17088 for compostable sanitary pads. And with the support of MHAI, I think Anandut is present here, and with the support, we have been part of the BIS committee. And with the certificate of our reference, the new standard was made under BIS Government of India for compostable pads, which is later on followed by UN and other organizations, other parts of the world too. Going to the basic business model. So currently we operate in a large production unit and distribution model, wherein we had set up our state-of-the-art facility in Vapi in Gujarat, where we have capacity to make about 400 to 500,000 pads per day. Also employing about 60 plus women in the packaging and production. Wherein we do this, we also engage with the village women where education on the menstrual hygiene program, as well as giving free pads, as I mentioned earlier, to giving to the needy girls who cannot afford sanitary pad along with their education. Through this process, we fulfill about 12 Sustainable Development Goals of United Nations. Till date, our impact had been first of all, compared to any commercial plastic sanitary pads in the market, we reduced the carbon footprint by 90% vis-a-vis them. So these are some of the numbers. I'm not getting into the details of it, but we have served and we crossed 1 million plus consumer till date. And then we also have sold and distributed 72 million compostable sanitary pad across India and also some other parts of the world in Africa where we have worked. And we have also seen the 36% customer retention of our products vis-a-vis the 18%, which is there for similar products in a category of that. And we also donated 5 million plus sanitary pads to the underserved women and girls across India and different parts through our NGO partners and also direct distributions. These are some of the recognition we have received from over more than a decade, which also includes the National Entrepreneurship Award and Global Bioplastic Award, which talks like the Global Bio Oscars for in the category. And few others also in association with the Miss World organizations who have been supporting our effort in India and also in different parts of the world. Second, these are some of our associations of government, private, universities throughout our journey. till date. We are also proud to say, like for last more than a year, Google has the employees across India have started using our products, and very recently, Amazon also have selected our products for their employees across India, like who sell all possible sanitary pads maybe in the in the world, but they had selected for their own women who work for them to Anandi pads in the domain. We also have other partners in India and also Africa, what you can see, which also includes many of you who are present here today and seeing this presentation. I'll stop here because of the small. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer that later on.
Thank you so much, Jaideep sir. Am I audible? So now, thank you so much. Yes, so thank you so much, thank you, sir, for talking about the innovations on menstrual absorbance. I would like to now call upon Jyotsna Bahirat from 10th Stitch to talk about menstrual absorbance. Over to Jyotsna.
Hello everyone, I'm Jyotsna. Is it my... Am I audible to all?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, okay. So hello, I'm Jyotsna. I'm working with 10 Stitch. Actually, it's an initiative by CYDA, Center for Youth Development and Activities. We are mostly into the wash and working with UNICEF from more than 5 years now. And this 10 Stitch is a unit run by women actually. And this unit has started with the manufacturing of mask, and women were stitching this mask, and then we are giving them out during the COVID time, because they don't have any work at that time. And then after like now there are no much demand for the mask, and we are into the wash from last year 5-6 years, and observing there is a very much issue in the schools of the disposable pads, and where to dispose them and all. And then we got partnership with the Rotary, and then this unit of women started stitching reusable sanitary napkins. So अभी हम लोग जब से सुन रहे हैं कि एनवायरनमेंट के बारे में है, अभी भी पिछले प्रेजेंटेशन में भी बात किया, तो इसी को रखते हुए हम लोग रीयूजेबल सैनिटरी नैपकिन को प्रमोट कर रहे हैं, जिसमें ये जो पूरा नैपकिन का स्टिचिंग है वो हमारे ग्रास रूट स्लम की जो वीमेन है वो कर रही है, तो उनको एक इनकम जनरेशन हो रहा है। और उसके साथ साथ हम स्कूल्स में, कॉलेजेस में कम्युनिटी लेवल पे सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स का सेल आउट भी कर रहे हैं विथ रोटरी एंड अदर CSRs हु आर सपोर्टिंग अस टू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट इट टू द वीमेन। ये जो पूरा हमारा यूनिट है वो हमने मेंस्ट्रुएशन हाइजीन मैनेजमेंट का लास्ट ईयर सेम MHM डे पे लॉन्च हुआ था। CYDA के साथ हमने ये लॉन्च किया था। इसमें डिफरेंट डिफरेंट कैटेगरीज ऑफ पैड्स है और अब्जॉर्बेंट्स है, जिसमें नैपकिन है, हेवी पैड्स है, मीडियम है, और एकदम क्लासिक पैड्स है जो एकदम पतले है और इजीली हम लोग कैरी कर सकते हैं। ऐसे सारे ये रियूजेबल सैनिटरी नैपकिन्स में, इसमें बेसिकली होजिरी मटेरियल यूज हुआ है ऊपर के साइड में, और नीचे के साइड में जो मटेरियल है वो एक्चुअली एक PUL फैब्रिक है जो एक्चुअली 4 to 5 years आराम से चलता है, और रेगुलर अच्छे से मेंटेन किया तो और हम लोग 1-2 years कंप्लीटली ये पैड कोई भी महिला यूज कर सकते हैं, जिससे जो महीने का खर्चा है महिला का पैड लेने का वो भी बच जाता है, और हम लोग एनवायरनमेंट के ऊपर भी इम्पैक्ट कर रहे हैं। सो अभी के लिए हमने लास्ट ईयर में मोर देन 1000 वीमेन और गर्ल्स को ये सैनिटरी नैपकिन का किट दिया है, और परचेस भी हुआ है। जहाँ जहाँ हम एग्जीबिशंस में जा रहे हैं, अलग अलग एग्जीबिशंस में के थ्रू भी बहुत सारे महिलाओं ने ये पैड्स परचेस किए हैं, यूज किए हैं, उसके फीडबैक्स भी बहुत अच्छे हैं। और इसमें कोई केमिकल यूसेज नहीं है, तो इससे कुछ साइड इफेक्ट्स भी नहीं है। इसका एक है कि इसको हमें ड्राई अच्छे से करना है, धूप में अच्छे से वॉश करना है कोल्ड वाटर से। कोल्ड वाटर से वॉश किया तो ये सस्टेनेबल भी है। सो अराउंड इससे 50 वीमेन को अभी तक इनकम मिल रहा है, रेगुलर इनकम मिल रहा है। और इस साल हमने जैसे अभी अप्रैल शुरू हुआ है और ये MHM डे तक हमने अभी तक 1000 वीमेन को ये किट्स हमने दिए हैं। और इस किट्स सिर्फ दे नहीं रहे, हम लोग कुछ अवेयरनेस सेशंस भी क्रिएट कर रहे हैं, जिसका यूसेज के बारे में भी बता रहे हैं, एनवायरनमेंट के बारे में भी बता रहे हैं। और उसके साथ हम लोग ये किट डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करें, क्योंकि ये बिहेवियर चेंज मॉड्यूल है, जहाँ पे लोग यूज एंड थ्रो का अभी तक यूज कर रहे हैं, और अभी उनको वॉश एंड क्लीन भी करना है। और जो मटेरियल यूज्ड है वो भी बहुत हाइजीनिक है, इसलिए ये हमें बहुत सारी चीजें उनको बतानी भी पड़ रही है। नंदुरबार और पुणे में हमने इसको अभी तक किया है। हाँ, यस, यस, यस। और इसको हमें आगे हमें और भी सस्टेनेबल इको फ्रेंडली प्रोडक्ट्स को आगे लेके जाना है, और पूरे महाराष्ट्र तक हमें पहुंचना है। तो यस, इतना ही। थैंक यू सो मच। इफ यू हैव क्वेश्चंस यू कैन आस्क आफ्टरवर्ड्स। थैंक यू।
If you have any questions, please feel free to write them at the chat box and Jyotsna and others can answer. Thank you so much, Jyotsna, for sharing how post-pandemic, women are fighting to be financially independent and contribute to the society as well. Now let me introduce the second P, and that is access and outreach. Now, I would like to call upon Snehal Chaudhary Kadam from Kshitij Foundation and talk about Anandi. Over to you.
Thank you, Tapti. Hello everyone, I am Snehal from Kshitij Foundation. Today I am going to present the Anandi room, which is period friendly room with toilet. Next slide, please. We launched Anandi Room in June 2023. The first Anandi Room was at Saungabai Raut College, Vanusa at Washim district. हम लोगों ने आनंदी रूम इसलिए बनाई थी क्योंकि वहाँ पे पूरा आदिवासी पाड़ा है आजू बाजू में, और द गर्ल्स वेर ट्रैवलिंग बाय द बाइसिकल और ऑन द फुट. The absence of adequate facilities for changing pads or kapadas, and at the same time the limited access to running water was there. So and उसका impact जो है वो उनके एजुकेशन के ऊपर भी पड़ रहा था. So इसलिए we started Anandi Room. And Anandi Room includes like bad vending machine, incinerator, bed for resting. There are slogans in the room. There is a mini library. We put the suggestion box, like dustbins are there. First aid kit is there. We connected one gynecologist, which is from PHC at Vanusa. And we are also providing them some education material on menstrual hygiene management. So it is a period-friendly facility equipped with essential amenities. So we design it to provide the comfort and enabling students to continue the education. Next slide. So up to now, there are 2107 girls who has used the room, and 1,222 students use the sanitary napkins, and they dispose about 1011 pads in the incinerators from the room. Next slide. Next slide, please. Ashita will be joining us. Ashita, please explain. Okay. From this year, actually, the Jilla Parishad Akola, the collector sir from the Akola promised us to make a 25 Anandi rooms in Akola district with the colleges and schools, and 2 rooms with the Jilla Parishad. And also the collector sir of Wardha, he also promised us to build a Anandi room at the Jilla Parishad Wardha, and the other offices and police stations of Wardha. So what we are doing for the sustainability is that the colleges will continue the responsibility of like managing the rooms or the things which require for the rooms, and the machinery parts are on the Kshitij Foundation donors. And for the scalability, we are putting the proposal at Swachh Bharat Mission, National Education Policy 2020, DPDC, and school health and wellness programs, and in also the PM Shri programs. It's done from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Snehal. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us. And now I would like to call upon the Ms. Swati Shatar from Center for Youth and Development and Activities to share with us the Wash in School project Dignity Room. Over to you, Swati.
Uh, Thank you, ma'am. Uh, I'm Swati. Just give a minute.
Any issue? Shall we proceed and have you next, maybe, Swati? Okay.
Can you sing my PPT? Hello.
Yes, we can
I'm
see.
audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah.
Please proceed.
Okay. Myself Swati Shekhar. I'm from CYDA Pune organization. Here I'm presenting menstrual hygiene management. It's called Dignity Room. फर्स्टली मैं इंट्रोडक्शन देना चाहती हूँ कि जब हम जब हम स्कूल में काम करते हैं रूरल एरिया का स्कूल है जो कि अम्बेगांव पुणे डिस्ट्रिक्ट में अम्बेगांव तालुका में है ये स्कूल है जो फर्स्टली हम यहाँ पे हमारा इंटरवेंशन हुआ था सो यहाँ पे हमने देखा था कि लड़कियों के लिए बेसिकली जो 8th 9th 10th और 12th स्टैंडर्ड हाई स्कूल है सो वहाँ पे कोई भी ऐसा प्रोविज़न नहीं था लड़कियों के लिए कि पैड चेंज करने के लिए या मेंस्ट्रुएशन के दौरान रेस्ट करने के लिए। तो यहाँ पे हमने जब लड़कियों के साथ इंटरैक्शन किया सो वहाँ पे लड़कियाँ बोल रही थी कि जब हमें पीरियड्स आते हैं तो वो 5 दिनों में हम स्कूल नहीं आ पाते हैं क्योंकि यहाँ पे सैनिटरी पैड चेंजिंग के लिए अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं है। अगर है तो पानी अवेलेबल नहीं होता है टाइम पे और उसके साथ-साथ हमने टीचर्स के साथ वहाँ के एसएमसी मेंबर्स हैं, उनके साथ भी हमने बात किया। तो वहाँ पे ऐसे समझ में आया कि लड़कियों के लिए भी कोई भी मेंस्ट्रुएशन रिगार्डिंग कुछ भी है। सो वहाँ पे हमने डिग्निटी रूम इंट्रोड्यूस किया। वहाँ पे जो है कि जैसे कि हमारा जो अप्रोच है तो हमने आइडेंटिफाई किया कि डिग्निटी रूम के लिए क्या वहाँ पे आइडेंटिफाई गैप्स क्या है वो किया। उसके बाद है कि इक्विपिक अप्रोप्रिएट सैनिटेशन फैसिलिटी वहाँ पे हमने मतलब थ्रू एसएमसी सपोर्ट और स्कूल के सपोर्ट से वहाँ पे सैनिटेशन फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल हुआ। उसके बाद लड़कियों में हमने अवेयरनेस जो एमएचएम को लेके जो अवेयरनेस है और सेल्फ केयर के लिए अवेयरनेस है वो अवेयरनेस हमने क्रिएट किया। उसके साथ है कि हाइजीन इन्वायरमेंट मेंस्ट्रुअल चेंजेस हाइजीन के बारे में क्या किस तरह से ज़रूरत है तो ये अप्रोच और मॉडल के साथ हमने ये किया। इसके साथ साथ हम एजुकेशन डिपार्टमेंट स्कूल मैनेजमेंट कमेटी एमएच हेड मास्टर्स टीचर नॉन टीचिंग स्टाफ ये भी इसमें इन्वॉल्व थे और चाइल्ड कैबिनेट है एडोलेसेंस ग्रुप कमेटी है। दूसरा है कि पेरेंट्स का भी हमने इसमें इन्वॉल्वमेंट लिया था। तो जो स्कूल का जो बैकग्राउंड है तो यहाँ पे 290 जो एडोलेसेंस गर्ल्स है वो यहाँ पे ये डिग्निटी रूम का भी यूज़ कर रही है और उसके साथ है कि उनका जो प्रॉपर हाइजीन
Swati,
मेंटेन करना
we
है
have
या
1
किस तरह
minute
से
to go.
डिस्पोजल कर
We have 1 minute to go.
या यस सो इस तरह से जो है कि हम सैनिटरी पैड तो 78% लड़कियां जो है कि उनमें सैनिटरी जो डिस्पोजल है या हाइजीन प्रैक्टिसेस है वो डेवलप हो रही है और उसके साथ जो उनका जो ड्रॉप आउट होता था मेंस्ट्रुएशन के दौरान तो वो जो ड्रॉप आउट है वो कम हो रहा है और उनका और स्टडी में उनका प्रायोरिटी बढ़ रहा है तो ये इसका आउटकम और इम्पैक्ट हम देख सकते हैं। दूसरा है कि जब हम मेंस्ट्रुएशन डिग्निटी रूम के बारे में बात करते हैं तो ज़्यादा कॉस्टिंग की ज़रूरत नहीं होती यहाँ पे हमें ये कम से कम कॉस्टिंग में किस तरह से कर सकते हैं तो स्कूल में रूम्स अवेलेबल होते हैं तो इसलिए हमने यहाँ पे कुछ मिरर है बेड है पिलो है आईसी यहाँ पे हमने ये किया था। तो इस तरह से हमें वो फाइनेंशिंग हमने यहाँ पे मैनेज किया है। उसके बाद जो चैलेंजेस आते थे कि ये जो स्कूल है ये 5 गाँव के बीच में एक स्कूल है, वहाँ से 10 किलोमीटर से 12 किलोमीटर से लड़कियाँ आती थी। सो उनके लिए कुछ भी ऐसी अवेलेबिलिटी नहीं थी, उस कारण से जो है कि उनका एक तो वो स्कूल में ही आ पाती थी, अगर स्कूल में आए तो वहाँ पे टीचर का पास में घर था तो वहाँ पे जाके या फ्रेंड्स के घर पे जाके अगर कोई पहचान का है तो उधर जाके वो चेंजेस करती थी या वहाँ पे रेस्ट लेती थी। तो ये चैलेंजेस लड़कियों को बहुत होता था, तो इसलिए ये एक डिग्निटी रूम एक उनको फैसिलिटी है। दूसरा है कि हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात करते हैं, तो डिग्निटी रूम जो है यहाँ पे जब हम सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात करते हैं, सॉरी, तो यहाँ पे है कि मिनिमम मेंटेनेंस में ये डिग्निटी रूम हम कर सकते हैं। और उसके साथ है कि यहाँ पे जो है कि लोकल गवर्नमेंट अगर या लोकल स्टेक होल्डर को यहाँ पे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हम एडवोकेसी के थ्रू इन्वॉल्व कर सकते हैं, तो ये ज़्यादा सस्टेनेबल हो सकता है, ये एक यहाँ से एक हम समझ सकते हैं। दूसरा स्केल अप का अगर सोचते हैं तो हमने ये डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन किया था एक स्कूल में, उसका डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन के बाद बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स भी लड़कियों से आया और उनका एक फीडबैक है कि ये डिग्निटी रूम के कारण से हमारा जो अब देखने का नज़रिया एक था, या मेंस्ट्रुएशन आता तो हमें बहुत सारी दिक्कतों का सामना करना पड़ता था, या कभी-कभी ऐसा ही फील होता था कि हमें फैसिलिटी नहीं है तो हम स्कूल में नहीं आ पाते, तो हमारा जो स्टडी है वो बैक रहता था, तो आगे किस तरह से कर सकते हैं। तो ये डिग्निटी रूम के थ्रू बहुत सारा हुआ, तो हम जो हमारे एरियाज़ हैं महाराष्ट्र में, हम जिस काम कर रहे हैं तो वहाँ पे हम वो स्केल अप भी कर सकते हैं। तो कुछ एक फीडबैक हमारे पास है कि जब आफ्टर द डिग्निटी रूम हमने वहाँ पे इस्टेब्लिश किया, लड़कियों का सपोर्ट मिला, तो हाइजीन मेंटेन करने के लिए और जो उनका इनिशिएटिव था मेंस्ट्रुएशन की तरफ देखने का, तो वो भी एक उनका एक अच्छे से उनका सपोर्ट मिल रहा है। तो ये कुछ फोटोज़ है, जैसे कि शेल्स है या कर्टन है, बेड दिया गया है, मेंस्ट्रुएशन
Swati,
पैड है, या
Swati, we are exceeding time, please.
yes, yes ma'am, just the photos, and thank you.
Uh, Thank you, Swati, for sharing such good experiences. Very enriching experiences. Could I request everyone to please switch to full slideshow format? Then it's visible and easier for everybody. Now, I would like to really moving on from Dignity Room to Kick Like a Girl project, requesting Shilpi Sharma from Oscar Foundation to talk about the program. What do you, Shilpi? Shilpi, are you I don't think so you're audible. Yes. Shilpi, you can start.
We cannot hear you, Dr. Shilpi. Would you like to resolve this issue? I think Tapti, meanwhile, I think if
Can
we
you hear
can.
me, Tapti?
Yes, this is. Can hear you now.
Yes. Okay. Thank you
Yeah,
so
please proceed.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm going to speak about Oscar Foundation. Oscar Foundation is an organization which uses sports, primarily football, as a means to teach children life skills. It was founded in 2010, and by now we have worked with almost 15,000 children across Mumbai, Karnataka, Daman, Diu, and Rajasthan. When we started working in 2010, there were more boys than girls. But when we started encouraging more girls to come on the field, with the girls came all the issues that girls face, and it became very, very important for us to address these issues. Bringing girls to the football ground was a big, big problem. And one of the issues that they faced was, around period, and the stigma around period, the taboo around the conversation with their coaches. And so we started the Kick Like a Girl program. And under this flagship program, what we did was we started girls special batches, and we started addressing problems of girls, started talking to girls about gender, uh, their lived realities. We started talking to them about menstrual health and hygiene, reproductive health issues, and giving them a space to share their questions, giving them a safe space to address their issues. But when last year, when we were talking to girls, we realized that girls cannot just be alone in this conversation, in this discourse about period. And so we created our age specific, age appropriate curriculum on menstrual health and hygiene, reproductive health rights, sexuality, and gender, for both boys and girls in the program. And how we do that is through the use of, again, football, which is sports is a universal language. It's something that attracts children, removes the taboo around sensitive topics, and helps them build that bond with their coaches, with their credible adults in the sports session. And what we do is, we involve girls and boys into games of football, and use that medium. For instance, if we were to teach them about the menstrual cycle, then we will create a grid, a game around how how menstruation happens, and we create a game around that, gamify it. And that helps children to remember, remove the taboo around it, and make them sensitive. But it's not just the girls and boys. What we also do in terms of sustainability of our intervention is work through a train the trainer method. And we have young people from the community. Some of these children have gone through some of these young people are earlier participants of our football and life skills program, and they want to continue to support us and support their communities. And what we do is we create young leader programs for them. Under these young leader programs, we train these young leaders on menstrual health and hygiene topics. And then these champions, these community youth, become role models in their community. They become period champions in their community and take the program forward. They have conversations with mothers in the community, youth in the community, and create systems and spaces for children, not just during the sessions, but also outside the session, during the program, in their own community, in the safety of their own community. um, Currently this program is focused in Mumbai, because the other programs that Oscar works are rural programs, and we want to tweak our curriculum to the rural context also, because context is critical in these in the curriculums that we make, right? And what we do is, after the curriculum is made, we ensure that the participants review the curriculum, so that it is context specific. This year we worked with almost 1,300 males and around 600 females, just in this year itself, through our curriculum. And our various partners are Empower Foundation, Vacha Charitable Trust. We have worked with Masika Mahotsav also, and so glad to see them here. Uh, One of our big, yeah, I'll
You just
just
have
be very brief. Yes. One of our biggest challenges getting community buy-in, because we are community-based organization. Having the community buy-in before we have these sensitive conversations is important. So we work with parents. Our coaches work with parents, get their support, and then conduct these trainings. Again, training of coaches and sensitizing them and standardizing the language, the vocabulary that they use, sensitizing young people is critical, and that's something we constantly work on. And our achievements are very basic, that we're trying to create intergenerational change, where these young champions become the change agents in their own communities. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shilpi. From playing football to feeling lajja, let me call upon Jagrati Gupta from Making the Difference Charitable Trust to tell us more about Project Lajja. Over to you, Jagrati.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay. ओके सर मेकिंग द डिफरेंस एनजीओ एक ऐसी संस्था है जो पिछले 9 सालों से महिलाओं के लिए, बच्चों के लिए और पर्यावरण के लिए काम कर रहा है। और पिछले 3 सालों से हम पीरियड्स, मासिक पाली, मेंस्ट्रुएशन को नॉर्मलाइज करने में जुटे हुए हैं। नमस्ते, मेरा नाम जागृति गुप्ता है एंड आई हैव बीन वर्किंग ऑन मेकिंग द वर्ल्ड पीरियड फ्रेंडली फ्रॉम इट्स इंसेप्शन. In the 21st century, where girls are reaching out the skies, becoming CEOs of the company and excelling in every field, on the other hand, talking openly about the period is still an uncomfortable topic for many women. इसी पीरियड स्टिग्मा को मात देने के लिए प्रोजेक्ट लज्जा have been actively working in 4 states and have created awareness to more than 16,000 girls and women about the menstrual health and hygiene practices from the age of 11 to 40 years. These sessions are not just MHM practices, but also it focuses on the environment, making the difference from its core, where we focus on conserving environment, hence promoting eco-friendly menstrual products. To achieve that, we have distributed reusable cloth pads and we teach about the alternatives of it. Until today, we have distributed 64,000 reusable pads with nearly saving more than 1 lakh kg of carbon footprint. This means 76 lakh disposable sanitary pads were kept out of the landfills. To create a bigger impact in the session and to ensure girls and women are practicing that they are taught, we give them a period kit, which includes the reusable pad that can be kept or used up to for a year, along with the books and handouts containing essential hygiene tips and pain relief measures. This is the second stage of our model, which we aim to create adaptation to the eco-friendly products. And the lastly, creating the access, making sure each girl and woman are using safe and hygienic and comfortable menstrual product at an affordable price. The most rewarding part is that incredible feedback we receive from the girls and women after the sessions. We have a helpline number where we receive, amazing feedbacks, queries and stuff like that. And now one of the amazing feedback that we always hear is that, now this girl is able to talk about periods, and she also explained about the periods to her brother at home, and now he is also taking care of her. I cannot forget the inputs, involvements of Project Lajja team and the other stakeholders like Aditya Birla, Dangal, Inorbit Malvashi, Suntech, and Kazis, who have been continuously supporting and believing in the importance of the need for this menstrual hygiene in the masses, which can be reflected by the appreciations and the awards that we have been received through last 3 years. Finally, I want to add that Project Lajja goal isn't just spreading awareness, but also creating difference in the lives of women. So, as crucial step, we are also working towards the eradication of the Kurmaghar, a period hut, which is majorly practiced in Gadchiroli district in Maharashtra, where this practice is majorly in the tribal belt zone, which isolates women and girls during the periods, often in very unhygienic and unsafe condition. Thank you.
Thank you, Jagrati. I guess now we know why is it called Project Lajja. Moving on from being embarrassed to believing I am the power, let me call upon Ms. Prabha Vilas from Work for Equality to tell us about Me Shakti, Girls Leadership Program. Over to you.
Thank you, Tapti. Just a minute.
going to share. Yes. So, yeah. Uh, Thank you, Tapti, for having me here to share my experience with all of you. Today, I'm glad to present you one of our best initiative called Me Shakti, which means I am Power, Girl Leadership Program initiated by Work for Equality Organization in 2020. Uh, the program aimed at building leadership capacity among girls in Khed block and mobilizing them through the formation of Girls Club, empowering them to assert their rights, and fostering networking and alliance building. The collaborative effort is designed to develop a public advocacy campaign uh, focusing on girls' right to education and access to sanitation facility. Um, Primary motivation behind initiating this program is to address and reduce school dropout rate among adolescent girls. Our one-off study has shown that a significant focus contributing to this issue is lack of adequate menstruation and sanitation facility. Provide a sustainable solution, we have adopted a girl-centric advocacy model supported by Cummins India Foundation and Rise Up. This model not only aims to develop leadership skill among girls, but also empower them to lead the program and engage with government authority. We collaborated with the Education Department of Pune, support from school management, parents, local panchayat, and like-minded organization. We impacted the government authority has officially released to later the local officer directing them to allocate funds under 15th Finance Commission to empower menstrual and sanitation facility in 132 Jilla Parishad school. The journey has faced numerous challenges, with one of the most significant being the motivation of girls to step forward as leader to break the taboo surrounding menstruation and educate concerned authorities to shift their focus and prioritize menstrual hygiene. We overcome on challenges through use various strategies like active participation of girls and effective use of media. We could achieve mobilize more than 2,000 girls, including 300 girls leaders and formation of 30 girls club. These girls club are working for the improvement of menstrual hygiene facility, which will impact more than 25,000 students every year. We can replicate this model all over India and similar places in the world where menstrual hygiene is taboo and need to educate policymakers to strengthen policy to create period friendly world. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Prabha, for talking about it. For talking about equality, there needs to be an equal representation in menstrual hygiene as well, where men's involvement is the key. Now, I would like to call upon Shantanu Jagtap, Global Shaper Community Baramati Hub, to share about Project Samarthi. Over to you, Shantanu. Is it okay if we can ask News Foundation send their work? Nishant, is it okay with you?
Yeah.
Great. Thank you so much. Please start.
Shall I start?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Right. Great. Thank you so much for having me here. I am Nishant Bangera from News Foundation, and I'm going to make a quick presentation on Masika Mahotsav. What is Masika Mahotsav? It's a period festival which we started back in 2017. In 2014, I started working on a campaign called A Period of Sharing, which is where I was helping few girls in Dahanu get access to sanitary napkins, but soon realized what sustainable menstruation is, what cups are, what cloth pads is, etc. And that is when in 2017 I switched to sustainable menstruation along with my team, and we started creating products. All through these sessions, etc., we felt that we are only able to reach women. Uh, and sorry, is there anything you want to say, Tapti?
No, please continue. Please continue.
All right. So all through these sessions, we felt that we are only able to reach out to women and speaking largely about the biological aspect of menstruation and the product. But even after giving all of that knowledge, are the menstruators after going home getting access to dignified menstrual life? That was a big question, because whether or not you get the dignity depends on various other characters in our family, in our houses, in our society. So there was a need for an intervention where we talk about periods openly with everyone across all genders in public spaces. That's when we thought, why don't we celebrate periods? If we celebrate birthdays, why don't we celebrate the very reason of our birth, which is periods? And that's how Masika Mahotsav came into existence in 2017. It started with 3 states, and we thought, okay, this is replicable. We must reach out to other people as well. And that is how it slowly started spreading across the country and across the globe. What is Masika Mahotsav exactly? It is very simple. We use sports, arts, and cultural programs creatively to talk about periods. Understand, if I were to go and tell the community I want to talk about periods, they would, of course, have some hesitation. But if I go and tell them, come, I want to dance with you, or let's sing together, there are more chances of they coming ahead. So that is where we get the entertainment clubbed with education, and have this festival talk about periods, which is a taboo subject in our society. We want people to celebrate period. Our aim is to normalize period conversations. There are various incidents that have happened where women, especially younger girls, have gone to extreme situations because they did not know about periods. All of that can be resolved if you are able to normalize period conversations in the family unit. We see a lot of cultures in India do celebrate periods. However, that's at a very individual level. And if we want this celebration to happen at a society level, we need an intervention, something like this. So it's a very simple, minimal resource-based intervention where we get people together from all genders and celebrate periods through innovative games, through sports and cultural programs. We have developed various games that are, of course, fun, and through which you understand, you learn various things about periods as well as break taboos as you go. And since 2017, it has reached across 17 states in India, and not just India, but across the globe. It has, gone across 4 continents and reached about 19 countries. So Masika Mahotsav, which was started in Maharashtra, has now reached various countries across the world. Our main stakeholders are NGO partners who partner with us to celebrate Masika Mahotsav in various regions across the country and the globe. As I mentioned, we've celebrated in about 19 countries and 65 organizations. We look forward to further collaborate with Government of India and see how can we make Masika Mahotsav a national festival. We dream of the festival to be celebrated in every nook and corner of the country, in every bylane and everywhere else. Because it's important that we not only speak about the biological aspect and the period access and the infrastructure, but the taboo part of it. The crux of the problem is we are not ready to talk about periods openly, and that requires a mass movement because it also means a mentality shift and actually breaking our notions. And that is why we are asking everybody to step out and come and celebrate periods. The various challenges that we have faced, especially the cultural perceptions on menstruation, that we are trying to resolve through periods. Access to information, spaces, toilets, livelihoods, etc., gets restricted because of the taboos and the cultural practices that people follow. We also see nowadays that on social media, certain taboos are being promoted as good things in the culture, which is an absolutely no go. And that is why it is important that something like this comes not only in the rural areas, but in the cities as well, where we can talk about it openly. Lesser known things and these topics that are discussed is the psychological, physical, and social impact that these taboos have, be it isolating and sitting at one corner, or discrimination, untouchability, etc. And all of this will require at least one generation of consistent work, and will require a huge foundation and a movement which we feel Masika Mahotsav is. Here are certain
Nishant,
achievements
we
in
just have 30 more
2017.
seconds, please.
Yes, I'll conclude. This year, National Commission for Women Delhi agreed to collaborate with Masika Mahotsav, which turned out to be one of our greatest achievements. Last year, we got an opportunity to virtually present to the Vice President of Zambia. We continue to collaborate with more organizations across different countries. In Nepal, Masika Mahotsav has completed 5 years, and in Zambia, Masika Mahotsav has completed 3 years along with Kenya. Here are some pictures of what Masika Mahotsav really looks like. Imagine you stepping out in a space and realizing that here you can talk about periods openly, you can dance about it, you can sing about it, and you can do anything and everything. Women can just be women, and they don't have to think too much about it. That is what Masika Mahotsav is, and we hope to one day take it to the entire country through all of the brilliant partners here. And all the best to all of you all. Happy World Menstrual Hygiene Day. And with that, I feel I must state this, that while we are celebrating menstruation, millions of women in Rafah, Palestine, are struggling to access menstrual hygiene products. So my thought goes to them, and would want to highlight that in this forum. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nishant, for bringing Masika Mahotsav into people's lives. Now I would request Sanika Ghalsasi from EcoSan Service Foundation to talk about progress, talking about Project Unnati. Over to you.
Uh, First of all, good evening, everyone. I'm Sanika. I work as a project manager in EcoSan Services Foundation. So yes, Project Unnati, 1 second. Yeah. So, yes, Project Unnati, I would like to share that Project Unnati is a game changer for EcoSan Services Foundation. I will introduce EcoSan Services Foundation first. ESF is a Section 8 non-profit company established in 2006 with the support of Deutsche GIZ. We are promoting best practices in ecological sanitation and wastewater management. We are working in 3 sectors. First is capacity building, second is corporate social responsibility, which is CSR, and the third is research and development. And the ESF's vision is to promote ecological sanitation and sustainable sanitation practices along with efficient water and wastewater management practices in India. So let's come to Project Unnati. I'm not going to talk about the category, the location, the impact number. I would just say that Project Unnati is something different for EcoSan. It's our first community-based project. This project is based in Dindori, the tribal areas of Nashik. We are working in 26 villages, and the total number of lives touched is 25,000 plus. The stakeholders are we have a financial stakeholder, which is Pernod Ricard India, which is previously known as the Seagram company, and there are financial partners. Now the approach. We have 5 major activities for this project: the formation of and launch of self-help groups. I'm just thrilled and so proud to say that we have established 15 self-help groups and 15 small scale businesses as well. Our businesses, our SSGs are manufacturing biodegradable sanitary pads, handcrafted soaps, and other products related to MHM and eco-friendly and environment-friendly products. The second activity is formation and launch of AGGs. We call them Agents of Change, which is adolescent girls groups. They are expected to spread the knowledge among their communities, which we share with them. We form a few groups in the schools, Zilla Parishad schools and private schools in Dindori, and then they are expected to share and spread the knowledge amongst their other communities. Our third and major activity is construction of Women's Development Center, which is basically used for SSG's business production and their sale and their capacity building. And of course, we have one MHM room in all the development centers. Till now we have constructed 6 WDCs in these 2 years. Our fourth activity is construction or refurbishment of wash facilities or MHM rooms in schools. So I'm proud to say that we have covered 7 schools till now, and of course the MHM rooms as well. So basically, we are providing safe and best sanitation practices and safe places in schools as well. We have the total program cost is around 1.92 crores, and the duration of this program is 3 years, April 2022 to March 2025. Now the challenges.
Samita, if I may say,
Sorry?
we have 45 more seconds. Yeah, 45 more seconds.
Yes. I'll conclude. Now, the challenges, I'm not going to talk about the challenges or the sustainability plan because these details are there in the compendium. But I would say that it's really very difficult to work in these tribal areas as due to this taboos and stigmas. But fortunately, we have a very good stakeholder and a very good field staff to build the capacities uh, to make the communities aware of this menstruation and uh, subject regarding to menstruation. We are very happy to share that the dropout rates of students from these schools which we have refurbished are incredibly decreased, and our financial partner is also very happy to see the results. We are in the third year of this program, and our SSGs are really doing well. Our SSG with the manufacturing of sanitary pads has crossed the manufacturing of 25,000 pads, and they have generated the business of 1,25,000 rupees in just 3 months. I know it's not a huge amount for us living in urban areas, but of course it's a huge amount for them sitting in the rural interior areas of the Maharashtra. Again, thank you so much, everyone, for giving this opportunity to us to present this Project Unnati. We are really happy. If anyone has the questions, I'll reply later on. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sanika. We have actually exceeded our time, but we would request each one of you to stay because there are many more interesting presentations coming up. Yes. So now I would also like to call upon Nitin Wadhwani from Citizens Association for Child Rights to talk about menstrual health and hygiene education program. Over to you, sir. So please unmute yourself. It's still not unmuted.
Yeah, sorry, Tapti. Good evening, all of you, and thanks for inviting us for this very nice and we can see a lot of good work happening regarding menstrual hygiene. First of all, I'm really very happy to mention that we happen to be one of the few men in menstruation who are actively involved in implementing programs at the grassroots level. CACR basically has been working primarily on programs related to WASH, menstrual hygiene, adolescent anemia, and menstrual hygiene happens to be one of our core programs which we've been implementing over the last few years now. Every year, almost 10 to 15,000 girls are the beneficiaries of our program, primarily focusing on the municipal schools. And of late, we have also started working with the tribal schools in Palghar district. And we see a huge need there. Lack of awareness is definitely one of the main issues. So as you can see, we focus on the IEC activities. The social behavior change happens with these activities. It's a very elaborate program which talks about what exactly is menstruation, linkages to reproductive health. You can see the girls participating in the program. We have very nice tools available here to showcase. It's a nice apron which showcases the reproductive cycle of the women. And this is very easy to explain to the girls who participate, and they understand it very well. So the major issues here are we focus on the social behavior change. That means we have programs which not only creates awareness, but it takes us minimum 5 to 6 sessions to explain on the various aspects of menstruation and menstrual hygiene. Also, we look at improving the accessibility, menstrual hygiene kits we provide, IC posters and capacity building, also including the mothers. While we work with the girls students in the school, we also invite their mothers to become a part of the program. Now, one of the main things which we have observed over the last few years, I mean, I'm surprised and sometimes very get disturbed to share that in Mumbai itself, we recently completed a program with 10,000 girls. Almost 70% of the girls in municipal schools in Mumbai lacked access to innerwear. And that came as a shock to me. We are trying our best to see how we can integrate our kids with this cotton innerwear as well for the girls. But I think while I was working with the girls, I also had a chance to work with the boys, and I did a very small batch of 200 boys. I could see that the boys had everything available with them. Each and every boy from the 200 batch had access to underwear and innerwear, but it's shocking that the girls are not getting this access. So this is the cause of concern. While we focus on the sanitary products, I think it's important to also look at this very important aspect. So these are some of the important points which we cover. Knowledge enhancement is definitely there. The myths and taboos dispelling. Also, our baseline and endline we completed. We'll share the findings. We've seen a very drastic reduce in the absenteeism of the girls in school when we implement the program. And of course, it is aligned to the SDG also. You can see the photograph which is showing a very nice quality of reusable cloth pads. Now, these cloth pads are made in India and also exported to different parts of the world, which I was not aware. And I thank UNICEF for connecting us to this company. A very affordable, good quality reusable cloth pad which becomes part of our kits, along with the pair of cotton panties which we provide to all the girls. You can see a clearer photograph of this pad. Now, as I mentioned earlier that we have baseline sessions, we also do a recap and inline. And our baseline inline is not 10%, 20%. We almost did a 75% assessment of the 10,000 girls, which gave us a very, very realistic information on the condition and the knowledge, attitude and practices of these girls. Almost 8,600 girls in Mumbai and another 1,400 girls in Palghar district. And almost 2,500 parents, mothers participated in the program. So as you can see, 10,000 girls and 2,500 mothers participate in the program. I wish more fathers also participate. This is one area which is a challenge for us, and we will definitely do something about it. You can see some of the findings, that initially before the program, the feeling was menstruation is, impure blood. After the program, menstruation is normal.
Nitin sir,
They do not feel impure or sorry.
Nitin sir, we just
Yeah.
have another 45 seconds. to wrap up.
Sorry.
Thank you.
I'll just finish it quickly. Yeah. So I just to share the findings. Of course, they will be part of the compendium which we have shared, and this is both Mumbai and Palghar. So we have got a fairly good comparison of the rural and the urban settings with the girls. Again, this year also we will be conducting program for more than 10,000 girls. We keep on getting this opportunity, thankfully. And you can see we also distribute the cotton panties to the girls. And these are the things which we provide. The SBC component is always there in all our programs, whether it is wash, menstrual hygiene, anemia, IC posters. Of course, we provide to all the schools. Parental involvement is very essential, along with the teachers as well. And we also distribute reusable cloth pads, which we find are of very good quality, affordable, and also helps in sustainability. So we all know about this. Mismanaged periods are pushing adolescents out of school. and they drop out, cries, plea for help. So thank you very much for allowing us to share this presentation.
Thank you so much, Nitin sir. Now, I would like to call upon Sheetal Kumar from Nyandeep Rashtriya Samajik व Shainik Vikas Sanstha to talk about awareness on menstrual health and hygiene with education system and community program. Over to you, Sheetal. Sheetal, you're not audible. Sheetal, could you unmute yourself, please? Sheetal, you're not audible. Is it okay if we move on to the next presentation and we can come back?
Yes, I think let us please do that
Yes,
so
ma'am.
that.
Yes. So now I would like to invite Mr. Ganesh Mandekar from Water for People India Trust to talk about the water initiative. Yes, sir. Yes.
Thank you. वाटर फॉर पीपल के बारे में ये कुछ हमने जो काम शुरू किया एमएचएम में उसके बारे में मैं एक जो भी हमारा ओवरऑल काम है उसको जोड़ के ये बताने वाला हूँ। 1991 में ये एक इंटरनेशनल मतलब एनजीओ जो यूएस बेस है उसकी शुरुआत हुई और दिल्ली में हम ये इंडिया जो बेस ऑफिस है वो दिल्ली से ऑपरेट करता है। महाराष्ट्र में हम 5 स्टेट में काम करते हैं इंडिया में, उड़ीसा, वेस्ट बंगाल, बिहार, असम और अभी महाराष्ट्र में भी है। और महाराष्ट्र में जो चिखलदरा जिसको मेळघाट करके हम कहते हैं, मेळघाट में चिखलदरा के 50 गांव में जो कोलगेट ने हमको ये फंड किया था, वो कोलगेट से हम ये वाटर इनिशिएटिव के प्रोजेक्ट के अंतर्गत ये काम शुरू हुआ। थैंक यू। ये इसके बारे में मैं एक छोटा सा 2 छोटी मूवीज है। ये आवाज आ रहा है इसकी?
Not really, sir.
आवाज नहीं आ रही है सर इसकी। इफ यू कैन प्लीज एक्सप्लेन इट, मे बी वी आर नॉट एबल टू हियर दिस।
आवाज नहीं आ रही। ओके, इसको हम मतलब स्किप करते हैं।
Yes, sir. Please continue.
Yeah, okay. Next इसका स्लाइड। ये वाटर इनिशिएटिव के बारे में एक मूवी थी। इज दिस ऑडिबल? इसका आवाज आ रही है?
नहीं सर, इसकी भी आवाज नहीं आ रही।
ओके, इसको सिर्फ म्यूजिक है, जस्ट देखते हैं।
There's only 1 minute left to wrap up. Thank you.
तो हम ये जो काम हो रहा है चिखलदरा ब्लॉक का है, इसमें मैं ज्यादा बात नहीं करूँगा। ये जो लास्ट साइड है इसमें कि ये जो दोनों मूवीज हमने दिखाए, इसमें मेन बेघाट में क्या इशू है कि जब हम मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन का कोई भी बात करते हैं, तो यहाँ पे डिग्निटी जो है, मतलब एक तो बात बहुत कम करते हैं और बात करने के लिए बहुत मोटिवेट करना पड़ता है। इसलिए हमने जो कि उनको कॉन्फिडेंस बिल्ड करने के लिए ज्यादा से ज्यादा हमने कोशिश की। और जो भी हमारा प्रयास रहा है यहाँ पे, हमने छोटे मॉड्यूल इस पे तैयार किए हैं। और इसमें हम कोशिश करते हैं कि आशा वर्कर्स की मदद लेके या डायरेक्ट हम कोई ग्रुप से, विमेंस ग्रुप है या एडोलेसेंट गर्ल्स के ग्रुप है, उनके साथ जो जिला परिषद है, आश्रम स्कूल है, उनके साथ हमारे कार्यकर्ता ये अलग अलग सेशंस लेते हैं। इसमें मेन हमको जो हमने आपको मतलब दिखाने की कोशिश की कि यहाँ पे पानी का एक बहुत बड़ा विषय है। तो सैनिटेशन से रिलेटेड जो भी हमने इस प्रोजेक्ट में जोड़ के मेंस्ट्रुअल हाइजीन को भी इंट्रोड्यूस किया और इसका रिजल्ट भी बहुत अच्छा आया। एक स्पेस महिलाएं और बच्चियां चाहती है। इवन आश्रम स्कूल में आशा वर्कर्स ने भी हमको ये एक्सप्रेस किया कि अगर उनको अच्छे से इस पे ट्रेनिंग मिलती है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे हम देख सकते हैं कि चैलेंजेस ये है कि इफेक्टिव ट्रेनर्स इसमें अवेलेबिलिटी, मतलब महिला और लड़कियां कार्यकर्ता गर्ल्स जो फंक्शनरीज है या एक्टिविस्ट है, वो उनकी कमी है। और इसके लिए हम जो भी यहाँ पे ट्रेनिंग अगर लेने की बात करते हैं, तो पहले ये मुद्दा जो होता है बहुत सेंसिटिव होता है, तो इसको एक अलग तरीके से रखने की जरूरत होती है। तो वो एक चैलेंज आता है कि महिला और बच्चियां इसमें ट्रेन नहीं है बात करने के लिए। और दूसरा कि हमने अभी जिला परिषद अमरावती के साथ टेक्निकल सपोर्ट यूनिट एक शुरू किया है। उनसे हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट से हम बात करें कि अगर ये हमको सस्टेन करना है, मतलब ये लगातार इस पे काम होता रहे, ऐसे हम अगर चाहते हैं, तो हेल्थ डिपार्टमेंट की जो भी फंक्शनरीज है, इसमें आंगनबाड़ी की जो जहाँ एमपीडब्ल्यू है या उनकी जो ब्लॉक फैसिलिटेटर है, आशा वर्कर्स है, इनको हमको ट्रेन करना पड़ेगा। और वो अगर सिस्टम में हम उनको कन्विंस करते हैं, तो लगातार ये काम होता रहेगा, ऐसे हमारा कहना है। तो वो कोशिश हमारी जारी है। और दूसरा, हम एक क्रिएटिव ट्रेनिंग मॉड्यूल्स भी इसमें हम डेवलप कर रहे हैं। कुछ हद तक उसमें हमने डेवलप किए हैं और बाकी भी हम
Mandita
उसमें
sir,
कोशिश कर रहे हैं।
Mandita sir,
यस
we would really like you to wrap up in some time,
यस
please,
यस
because
यस।
दूसरे presentations
तो
भी हैं.
ये
Thank you so much.
यस यस, तो यही हमारा एक जो कॉन्ट्रीब्यूशन इसमें रहा है। थैंक यू।
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to call upon सुरेखा आलदार जी. आइए आप हम सबके साथ शेयर कीजिए आपका एक्सपीरियंस. ये है चिचनी मायका महिला औद्योगिक उत्पादक सहकारी संस्था से. प्लीज मैम आइए और आप अपना एक्सपीरियंस हमारे साथ शेयर कीजिए मेंस्ट्रुअल वेस्ट मैनेजमेंट। थैंक यू सो मच। रेखा मैम। ठीक है, तो मैं अभी बोलूंगी। शांतनु, क्या आप प्रेजेंट कर सकते हैं?
Yes, Tapti. Yeah.
यस प्लीज।
I hope the screen is visible.
यस।
Yeah. So, hi everyone. Good afternoon. I am Shantanu Jagtap, the curator of Global Shapers Community, Baramati Hub. I'm here to present about Project Samati. So, about Global Shapers Community. So, Global Shapers Community is an initiative of World Economic Forum, which unites over 15,000 plus young leaders from 500 different hubs and cities across 150 plus countries, which unite to drive a positive change in the in their communities and worldwide through either solution building, policy making, on ground initiatives, and we empower them to make a lasting contribution globally. Talking about Baramati Hub is one of its first kind rural hub in India, which started in 2020 with a mission with unwavering commitment and resolute voices to amplify the power and potential of rural communities, rural youth, and giving them a global platform to use their potential and bring a change in the community. So we proudly transition from Gramin to Jagtik by bridging the gap between rural to global and igniting India's path to greatness. Baramati Hub in these 3 years has served and impacted around 12,000 plus different lives with 5 plus different projects and impacting in the 7 plus different SDGs in the areas of women empowerment, health and hygiene, climate change, skilling and education, waste management, making a significant stride towards positive change. So talking about Project Samarthi started in 2020 in the unprecedented times of COVID-19, where we aim in this project to embrace period positivity and break the menstrual taboo amongst the women and girls in rural and slum areas of Baramati as well as Maharashtra. Project Samarthi is a testament to the power of youth leadership and community empowerment. Project Samarthi takes a comprehensive approach spanning from sourcing sanitary pads through crowdfunding, distributing them, dispelling taboos, correcting the myths, addressing misconceptions from the menstrual hygiene point among the girls and women, and empowering them and creating a period positive environment for these girls and women in the rural areas. Baramati Hub has been working on Project Samati since 2020. We started in the times of COVID-19 when in the phase one, we went to the slum areas of Baramati. And while discussing with the girls and women over there, we understood that these girls and women have been using unsanitary methods where they have been using leaves, they have been using mud, they have been using cow dung cakes as an alternative to the sanitary napkins due to the lack of awareness, due to lack of resources, and since it was the difficult times of COVID, people and the people in the slum areas, they were struggling with food, money, and again this challenge which emerged, creating many health issues, and we also found out that women, few of the women over there, they have died due to different allergies and different infections that took place into the due to the unsanitary usages of menstrual resources. That was the feedback that we got when we went on ground and discussed with the area girls and women in the slum areas. We then connected with the government medical officers in the local region, and we found it was a shocking thing that we found out that this is the situation similar to the girls and women in the rural areas, and So we launched this project Samarthi in phase 2, where we started with awareness campaigns by dispelling taboos, correcting myths and addressing misconceptions about menstrual health. We went to each, different schools in rural areas, targeting girls from the age above 13 till women at the age of 50, 55, and 60, and creating awareness about menstrual health and hygiene and how it is important for women to take lead and talk about these issues, address these issues and start using the scientific or sanitary methods to take care, create a positive environment and take care of their health. So this was the first thing that we did, awareness. Then we went. Yeah.
Shantanu, we have another 45.
So we went to the second thing was sanitary pad distribution, and the most important thing was the active male participation that lacks. And we felt that it is not just the responsibility of women and girls, but also men who should come together to break these menstrual taboos and foster a supportive environment for all the girls. So within this project, we have different stakeholders who are from private and public institutions, local government, involving Panchayat Samiti, Gram Panchayats, few medical officers, and ASHA workers. Our project works on a circular model where we involve all the stakeholders from different areas, and with their vision and with their different ideas, we bring them together and work on this thing. So till date, we have distributed around 4,000 plus packets of sanitary napkins and impacted 1,700 plus girls in rural and slum areas. And these initiatives have been conducted in 12 different villages across 2 different talukas. Our initiative has helped embrace a period positivity and break the taboo among girls and women. Awareness about menstrual hygiene, importance of use of sanitary resources, and disposal, which is also important in the value chain, is being given into these sessions. Then we've seen that there is increase in the usage of pads by girls and women. Positive impact on the boys has also taken place, where boys are engaging into the education and kind of supporting to promote the menstrual hygiene in girls. We've also introduced different sessions for this girls who cannot walk, or they require kind of support. Uh, then the different sessions and trainings to the community workers and ASHA workers have been taking place. With the use of a circular model, we are bringing in ASHA workers and asking them to take different sessions into the rural areas. And it's not just about going creating awareness, distributing pads, but creating a long lasting impact by habit building. And that is what we are tackling through this project Samarthi. There are different challenges that we faced. Those were cultural barriers. There are deep-rooted menstrual stigmas and taboos still in the girls and women. There are different myths and misconceptions. There is resistance from the community members when we go to different areas for taking sessions and creating awareness. So that is one of the challenges. Then there is lack of resources into the villages. So we've tied up. Yeah.
We would
Uh,
request you.
yeah, so we've tied up with different partners who can help us reach out to these women and ensure that there is no lack of resources. From the sustainability point of view, uh, we are working on menstrual waste management as well, and there are different plans of scalability of this project where we plan to expand through partnership developments. They create a comprehensive training for all the girls in local regional languages as well as global languages, and then monitor and create a robust mechanism for implementation, and then reevaluating and reconciliation of all the activities that are taking place, and then creating a legacy. With this, thank you for the opportunity and happy Menstrual Hygiene Day to everyone. Together, I think we all can serve or create a future where menstruation is understood, respected, and supported. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now I would request Shitu Kumar from Yandeep Rashtriya Samajik Shaishanik Sanstha.
Thank you, ma'am. ज्ञानदीप राष्ट्रीय सामाजिक शैक्षणिक विकास संस्था ये 2004 का इस्टेब्लिशमेंट है, और हम पिछले 2018 से मेंस्ट्रुएशन हेल्थ एंड हाइजीन के ऊपर काम कर रहे हैं। वैसे तो स्किल डेवलपमेंट, वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग, एजुकेशन, हेल्थ और सिंगल वुमेन फेडरेशन, इसके ऊपर हमारा काम बहुत सालों से चल रहा है। पर जो मेंस्ट्रुएशन हेल्थ एंड हाइजीन के ऊपर हम काम कर रहे हैं वो 2018 से काम कर रहे हैं। तो हमारा जो वर्क लोकेशन है वो डॉक्टर पंजाब राव देशमुख निर्वाह भत्ता योजना, उसके अंतर्गत यशवंतराव चौहान गर्ल्स हॉस्टल, जो कि 200 गर्ल्स का है। और उसी स्कीम के अंतर्गत जो हमारा पंजाब राव देशमुख गर्ल्स हॉस्टल पॉलिटेक्निक कॉलेज मीरज, जो 50 गर्ल्स का है, तो वहां पे हमारा ये काम चल रहा है। ये जो मेंस्ट्रुएशन हेल्थ एंड हाइजीन के बारे में हम गर्ल्स के साथ हॉस्टल में उनके हेल्थ और उनका हाइजीन, मतलब कि जैसे कि जब हमने प्रोजेक्ट को स्टार्ट किया तो हमें पता चला कि वहाँ पे बच्चियों का जो एचबी लेवल है बहुत कम है। मतलब बहुत बहुत बार हमें कंप्लेंट्स आते थे या फिर फोन आते थे लेट नाइट की, बच्चियां बहुत बीमार है, उनको घर जाना पड़ रहा है, पेरेंट्स आ रहे हैं। तो ये हमने थोड़ा सा ध्यान में रखा कि ऐसा बार बार क्यों हो रहा है। या फिर कॉलेजेस से फोन आते थे कि बच्चियां बहुत वीक है या फिर चक्कर आकर गिर गई। तब हमने हमारे हॉस्टल में एक हेल्थ कैंप कंडक्ट किया और उस हेल्थ कैंप में हमें समझ में आया कि उनका एचबी लेवल बहुत कम है, क्योंकि बहुत सारी लड़कियां, मतलब अबाउट 80% लड़कियां जो है वो बहुत से छोटे से गांव से आती है, दूर से आती है। तो वहाँ पे हेल्थ रिलेटेड कोई भी मतलब उनका इतना इतना सीरियस नहीं है वहाँ पे। तो उस तरीके से उनमें एनीमिया का डिसीज हमें दिखाई दिया, उनका एचबी लेवल कम था। तो हमने उस तरीके से वहाँ पे गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट और न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट का सेशन कंडक्ट किया। तब हमें पता चला कि मेंस्ट्रुएशन के दिनों में या फिर अदर डे भी उनका फूड इंटेक जो है या फिर उनका फूड जो बैलेंस फूड रहना चाहिए, तो वैसा नहीं है। तो वहां पे हमने उस तरीके से शुरुआत किया काम का। उसी तरीके से हमें पता चला कि ये जो लड़कियां, उनके मेंस्ट्रुएशन को लेके बहुत सारे प्रॉब्लम्स है। जैसे हैवी ब्लीडिंग है या फिर 2-3 मंथ्स ब्लीडिंग होता ही नहीं या फिर डेट आती नहीं। तो ये कभी भी जो लड़कियां है वो ओपनली कभी बात नहीं करती थी। तब हमने वहां पे ओपन ग्रुप डिस्कशन रखा, 1-to-1 इंटरेक्शन रखा, काउंसलिंग सेशंस रखे। तब जाके लड़कियां ओपनली बात करने लगी, बताने लगी कि एक्चुअली उनका हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम क्या है। और उसी बेस पे हमने उनको सजेस्ट किया कि कैसे डॉक्टर को बताना कितना जरूरी है। उसी तरीके से हमने बच्चियों को पैड्स यूज करना क्यों ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है उसके बारे में बताया, क्योंकि अभी भी गाँव में ऐसा सोचा जाता है, जैसे सुपरस्टिशंस बहुत ज्यादा है कि पैड्स नहीं यूज करनी चाहिए, कपड़ा यूज करना चाहिए। अगर वो पैड कहीं पे रह जाते हैं तो अब आगे जाके प्रेगनेंसी के लिए प्रॉब्लम होते हैं। मतलब ऐसे केसेस थे कि पैड अगर आप यूज कर रहे हो, कहीं भी डाल रहे हो, तो किसी सांप ने वगैरह उसको चाट लिया तो आपको आगे जाके प्रेगनेंसी नहीं होगी। मतलब ऐसे डरावने डरावने किस्से हमें तब समझ में आए कि लड़कियां क्या फेस कर रही है। तो फिर पैड्स क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट है, कपड़ा क्यों इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं है, अगर कपड़ा यूज करते हो तो कैसे यूज करना है, पैड्स यूज करते हो तो कैसे यूज करना है, उसको डिस्पोज कैसे करना है, एक रैपर में डाल के जो कि पेपर रैपर है उसके उसमें डाल के उसको रेड कलर का मार्क करके फिर आपको डस्टबिन में डालना है। या फिर हमारे हॉस्टल में पैड डिस्पोजल मशीन है, वहां पे डिस्पोज करना है। तो इसी तरीके का हमने सेशन कंडक्ट करना शुरू किया। अभी हमारा हर मंथ एक सेशन वहां पे कंडक्ट होता है। उसी तरीके से हमने स्कूल्स में बच्चियों के साथ भी सेशन कंडक्ट किया। जैसे कि अभी बच्चियां स्कूल्स में जो रहती है तो उनका स्टार्टअप रहता है पीरियड्स का, तो उनके दिमाग में भी बहुत सारे मिसकंसेप्शंस है, तो उसको हमें सॉल्व करना बहुत जरूरी लगा। जैसे कि बच्चियों को पता ही नहीं चलता है कि पीरियड्स क्या होता है। फिर वहाँ कैसे मतलब वहाँ पे कैसे हमको खुद की केयर करनी चाहिए, कौन सा फूड लेना चाहिए, क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, ये बहुत सारी बातें वहाँ पे हमें समझ में आई। तो वहां जाके हमने बच्चों के साथ और आगे जाके पेरेंट्स के साथ भी ऐसे सेशंस हमने कंडक्ट किए, क्योंकि पेरेंट्स ही तो मेन सोर्स है बच्चों को ये इसके बारे में बताने का। जैसे कि पीरियड्स के बारे में, पीरियड्स एक बहुत अच्छी मतलब बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग है हमारे लिए, बट वो जो बच्चियों के दिमाग में घुसाई गई है, मतलब जो डाली गई है, वो बहुत ही गलत वे से डाली गई है कि ये कैसे गंदा होता है, इसकी वजह से क्या क्या प्रॉब्लम होते हैं। प्रॉब्लम्स उनको पता है, पर उसका उसका जो इम्पोर्टेंट है वो उनको बच्चों को पता नहीं। और फिर वो बहुत सी डरी हुई स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट्स होना, या फिर बच्चियों के अंदर एक डर रहता था, फिर वो खेलने कूदने से मना करती थी, उनका उनका स्टडी के ऊपर जो इफेक्ट होता था। तो ये सारे केसेस, ये सारे प्रॉब्लम्स हमने देखे हैं। तो उनके साथ
अब थोड़ा रैप अप करते हैं प्लीज।
यस, सॉरी,
हाँ, अब रैप अप शुरू करते हैं प्लीज।
यस यस
1 मिनट टू गो।
यस यस। तो इस तरीके से हमने बच्चों के साथ काम किया। देन हमने एसएचजी ग्रुप के साथ काम किया। एसएचजी महिलाओं के प्रॉब्लम्स अलग रहते हैं, मेनोपॉज तक के प्रॉब्लम रहते हैं, सैनिटेशंस के प्रॉब्लम रहते हैं। तो उनके साथ हमने वैसे ही गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट और न्यूट्रिशन को लेके सेशन कंडक्ट किया, और उनके वहां पे प्रॉब्लम हमने सॉल्व करने का सॉल्व कर रहे हैं अभी तक। देन हमारा जो रीच आउट है, तो हमारे 2 हॉस्टल से 250 गर्ल्स तक हम अभी तक पहुंचे हैं। देन एसएचजी 120 ग्रुप्स तक हम हमारे एसएचजी के साथ सेशन हुए। 240 वुमेन्स तक हम जा चुके हैं। 5 to 7 स्कूल तक अभी हमारा रीच आउट हुआ है। 450 स्टूडेंट्स हमने आज तक कवर किए हैं। एंड स्कूल्स जो है, कॉलेजेस जो है, वो 300 स्टूडेंट हमने कवर किए हैं आज तक। तो इस तरह का काम हम कर रहे हैं। हमारे जो फंडर एजेंसीज है, वो है 14 एंड 15 फाइनेंस कमीशन में भी हम काम करते हैं। हम एक्चुअली सेल्फ फंडिंग करते हैं ज्यादातर के। देन हमारा
शीतल, मैं
हमारा
रिक्वेस्ट करूंगी आप रैप अप करना शुरू कीजिए प्लीज।
ठीक है, ठीक है, ओके। तो ये कुछ फोटोज है जो हमने आज तक सेशन कंडक्ट किए हैं। एंड थैंक यू अगेन महावॉश, ये हमें बोलने की मौका दिया। थैंक्स।
थैंक यू सो मच शीतल, थैंक यू। मैम, सुरेखा मैम, क्या आप ऑनलाइन आ सकती हैं? या आनंद सर? Otherwise, we can move on to the next section. Yes. So now I would like to introduce the third theme, that is disposal and treatment. Let me call upon Asafari Khane from PatCare Labs to talk about menstrual waste management. Over to you, Asafari.
Hi, Tapti. Actually, Asawari had to drop off. Can I take it ahead if that's okay?
Yes, please, Pooja, please.
Great. Is my screen visible? Yeah, it's visible, right?
Yes,
Yes,
it is.
Okay, great. Yes. Hi, everyone. So great to be a part of this. Let me quickly introduce PatCare. So, PatCare is essentially developed the world's first recycling machine for sanitary pads. And how we essentially do this is we provide menstrual hygiene management as a service and help organizations achieve their sustainable development goals, and also look at holistically solving the problem of waste management, and keeping a focus of the waste worker and the waste pickers in mind. Little bit about our impact. We've been able to scale to about 19 cities in India. These numbers are slightly outdated, but we're impacting around 7 lakh women, recycling around 42 lakh sanitary pads, and conserving around 250 metric tons of carbon. These are a few of our client partners where we're currently serving. This is just a very short brief about how our machine really works. To put it very simply, you input the used sanitary pad into the machine, and there are 5 steps that happen inside the machine. That is disintegration, decolorization, deodorization, disinfection, and deactivation of the sap content that's present in the pad. And as the output, you get basically the raw materials of the sanitary pad, which is the plastic and the pulp. Let me explain that in a little more detail. This is essentially the ecosystem that we have at PatCare. We have vending machines that we can install at client locations that solves the problem of accessibility of any sort of period products. The PatCare bin is placed in female washrooms where all the menstruator has to do is dispose their used sanitary pad in this bin. Our EHS trained team visits your client location, picks up all of the used pads from these bins, and takes it to our centralized recycling machine, which is currently in Pune. The pads, as I mentioned, undergo this 5D technology, and this machine is completely smoke and odor free. It just follows a chemomechanical process, and it is completely developed in-house and patented as well. And as I said, the raw materials are basically extracted and treated, which can be reintroduced into the ecosystem. So from the plastic, we make granules, and then these granules can further be made into these pad care bins. And with the pulp, we make paper and stationery products. Few challenges that we've been facing is with regards to licensing with setting up of the recycling machine. I think that is one of the reasons why our machine is currently only in Pune. Of course, another challenge is recognizing recycling as a legitimate practice for sanitary pads. We'd like to promote it at a policy level and bring this change into the system. And we also look at hiring informal waste into the ecosystem. And we've been actively trying to involve them and formalize them in the process as well. But that's about it. I kept this as short as possible, but I'd really like to connect with anyone who's interested to learn more, and we can connect post this call. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pooja. Now I would like to call upon Navroon Jacob from Neosan Private Limited. Please share. Navroon.
Hi, sorry, Navin is my partner. I'll be taking this over if that's okay. Can you hear me fine?
Yes, please go on.
Absolutely.
Navin, can you? Yeah. Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Dwaj. I'm representing a company called Neosan. To keep it sort of crisp, because everybody here knows the space. I also know that it's the end of the presentation, so if I can ask for 2 minutes, from everyone of like attention, it'd be great. In a nutshell, we understand that currently there's about 12 to 13 billion pads we generate per annum. Most of these pads are, in the segment that are, now that it's increasing, it's in the segment of the 1 to 2 rupee pad. And as much as we are trying to support alternatives in the form of, both cloth pads and reusable pads, or, a menstrual cup for that matter, we understand that the challenges are hard given the economics of this entire space. So given the increase by a few billion every year, we've designed and come up with a solution to dispose them at site. This is a machine called the Neo X. We've designed this, it's a decentralized incinerator. We've been studying incinerators or small scale electric incinerators for the last 7 years. And after having understood the key challenges around this space, primarily around emissions, electrical consumption, breakdown, and capacity, we've taken the time to make machines, build machines that, we can install in from a government school to like a private school and building home, making sure that access is there to everybody. These are very easy to integrate in, any kind of space and facility, given that the power consumption of these machines is very low. Just to give you a quick comparison, the Neo X right now consumes about 7,000 rupees of electricity per annum, even though it burns at 1200 degrees Celsius, within 2 minutes. The key thing to understand in this space is that, at the end of the day, whether it's reusable pads or any solution.
Hello.
Yeah, can you?
Your screen is not visible. Can you just double click?
Is it okay now?
Really?
No. I mean, it's just showing that it is you started screen sharing, but we are unable to see any slides. Can you please stop sharing and then again start maybe?
I'll just
please
do
start. That might help. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I haven't. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see now.
Yes.
All right. Sorry for that. So essentially, look, I was at the electric consumption. So essentially, we've been studying this space for a while the thing I was saying, sorry, is that whether it's reusable pads that we've been studying, in our labs, and also with processes of, trying to convert these products into something else, the synthetic from plastic compounds in most commercial pads we've come to realize require heat treatment and chemical stabilization. You need the law right now in India, global laws are more severe, but incinerators are supposed to be burning at above 900, 950 degrees Celsius, which is the main thing. Because if we don't achieve, this basic, fundamental principle, we are going to add to a problem that we're going to have to deal with either 3 years from now or 5 years from now. So one main thing that we've tried to crack is the temperature, which is this 1200 degrees Celsius. Electrical consumption is super low, which is in a single cycle, our machine is handling about 80 sanitary napkins. It takes under 10 minutes. It consumes under 1 rupee of electricity. And as far as emissions go, we are about 98% cleaner than the current CPCB norms. We follow IPCC guidelines for the same. And we've ensured that breakages in these machines is something that we've super addressed. So, a machine that we've seen in markets right now is consuming around 40,000 rupees of electricity per annum, whereas ours is 7,000. The life of these machines is under a year. And usually when there's breakdown of these, there's no support system. So we've spent the last 5 years establishing an operational network across states. We're currently working with organizations in various. I'll come back to the emissions and safety features in a second, but we've worked with all of these organizations to help us organize our operational network, reach the right spaces in the last 2-3 years, and we've ensured that essentially there is enough awareness created. See, by creating machines that are meeting such standards and following TUV guidelines, they're CE marked, they have safety. We are trying to build and create a product and a system along with the product. We're not a waste management company. We provide this as solutions to people who are in the space. We've made it very easy to use and operate. Tomorrow, if any of these parts go bad, it takes under hours, a few hours to replace these parts, to make sure that they're easily available. That's the hub network we've been creating. The outer body, a bathroom is, we all understand, we've spoken to a lakh different girls of different menstruating persons of different age groups. And, we've realized that in the bathroom, which is supposed to be a vulnerable, safe space for you to go and feel okay if you're on your period, machines are usually vibrating boxes of junk, releasing smoke within the same place. And they have buttons on them, which are being pressed after each use. So we've taken away all of those aspects. You can see these machines, they have essentially no buttons. I'll show you a close-up image. They have no buttons. They have no, the people don't have to interact with these girls, don't have to interact with this beyond dumping the pad inside the machine. They are automated. They understand when it's completely filled up, and then they burn cycles within the 10 minutes. As far as safety goes, while the inner body is burning at 1200 degrees Celsius, the outer body of the machine never crosses room temperature, which is very key for us because, we can leave these machines unattended. We have kids who've been interacting with our first projects have been with the Karnataka state government. These are also CE compliant machines and have things like magnetic door locks. And we've gone above and beyond, the kinds of like a Dyson level technology in these machines, because we think it's important. If you give this kind of respect to the disposal of menstrual waste products, and the people who are using it are also, they feel and see on point that it's taken a little seriously. So we work with a lot of block educational officers who helped us, achieve these goals. I want to take
Sorry, I will just interrupt for a second. You just have 30 seconds to wrap up. Thank you so much.
No, I want to just talk for a second about the emissions. If we, right now these pads are transported for one reason or the other, whether it's to dispose, to attempt to recycle, whatever it is, emissions from the transportation of this waste is currently over a ton per ton of sanitary napkin, because that's what it's going to be when you're moving these things around. By handling these locally in a way that consumes very little electricity, we're able to bring down emissions. Like I said, if you look at NOx as an example, there's about 12 to 1400 ppm that we're looking at in open fires. In current standards of the machines, it's around 400, not ppm, sorry, mg nm cube, which is the allowable limit. Neo X reduces that emissions to about 0.3 at our peak. So that's per annum, we're going to be able to bring down, over 400, 500 kilos of, in a single region, we can bring down tons of carbon per region. Also, in terms of cost efficiency, because you don't have trucks, warehouses, all of these different people who are handling it in the process, the cost to governments, cost to organization comes down, running cost comes down. Currently, I've spoken about the traction, but we've handled over a million sanitary napkins at the moment, brought down a significant amount of carbon numbers. We're happy to share that with anybody who is interested, some associations we worked with, and now we're working with 4 different states, Karnataka, Goa, Delhi, Gujarat, to change policy and law around these incinerators, because what's being sold out in the market is, in fact, a little bit that dangerous to the health of the people using it. So we're on that path right now, and thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much. Now I would request Anand Jagtap sir to please share. You could unmute yourself. I think probably there is some connectivity issue. So I would now like to request or call upon Mr. Yusuf Kabir from WASH specialist from UNICEF Maharashtra field office for the concluding remark. Over to you, Yusuf sir.
Thank you. Am I audible, Tapti?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so thank you. I won't dare to do any kind of a summary at the 620 because it was amazing presentations and so much of variety starting from ACAR to last about the one-stop shop and the gold standard on the entire emission thing. So I think I have few takeaways. Before the takeaway, I just want to share that that the compendium will be released and shared by another next to 2-3 days, and we have a plan to share the compendium with all the concerned secretaries of government of Maharashtra, and also it will be published globally and also regional level from UNICEF. But what I get from all the presentations that, and of course thanks to RCUS to bring all the presentations together and all the compendium together. I know it's very hard work behind the screen by Utkarsha, Tapti, Chekala ma'am, and many other people, including the designer Shailesh and other team member. And thank you to Patak sir. One thing is coming very clearly that in the MHM, though it is still a upcoming issue or subject, whatever we can say, we need to work with government, and many of the organizations have said that they are working with the government. So understanding of the government system is very critical. At the same time, the data is very critical. Like some of the organizations presented the data that whatever work we are doing, we should have a baseline and endline and try to show the impact. Like Akar has shown the impact with the carbon footprint. Same for, I believe, NEO, and some of the 2-3 organizations also showed the carbon footprint. So the narrative is also very critical based on this entire kind of a changing scenario globally. So MHM is also not only linked with the SDG like 6, 4, 5, 3, but also SDG 13 and 11, which is linked, or 7, which is linked with the climate change and sustainable consumptions. One of the very important thing is things we work with the absorbents. Some of them are using SAG products, some of them are using their own products. So I think Jaideep also mentioned, Neo Sanitation also mentioned, other colleagues also mentioned that testing of the standardization of the all the absorbents are very critical, because we are dealing with people's life, and so the all the standards, so it's the BIS or CPCP standards, we have to be very careful with the standards. And there is also to connect the dots, like we have a very good opportunity here that we can involve the market players, like, and the startups like Neo Sanitation. Even the Akar also came out as a very good startup, or Pet Care, and how to link with them with the NGOs. So that's why this entire MHM value chain concept came, that we cannot work in isolation. So starting from production to IC to outreach to access to the disposal, this all go hand in hand, and we have to see this in a one kind of a continuum of, or a kind of a continuity, or kind of a cycle. So that's why this collaboration and coordination is very important. So I will request RCUS coalition secretary and the team that we should build on this coalition, and particular on the MHM issues, because it's amazing presentations and all are unique to cases. And based on the response from the government of Maharashtra, we may think of something this year, have a face-to-face consultation where all of them can come physically and present their cases to the concerned departments on MHM. Because MHM, there is not a single department. Public health, education, tribal development department, urban development department, rural development department, water supply, everyone is working on the MHM issues. Someone may be on the IC, someone in the awareness, but unfortunately most of the money is for the disposal and and the absorbents. Very less money is on the research, development, or IC and outreach. So we have to work in a common voice. And also, I would request all the organizations also to look after the issue of the menopause, because this is also coming up very critically, that age group of 45 to 55 women are very critical in this entire menstruation cycle. So there is somewhere we need, if you can include the your entire intervention, the menopause. And also you must have seen a lot of comic books materials from the Menstrupedia, other things, how they're involving the boys. So it is also critical at this time. So thank you very much, especially to RCUS, Utkarsha and the team, and colleagues, Tapti, Chekala ma'am, all other colleagues. And it was amazing thing. We started with 65 participants, but still at 6:30, 35 participants are there. It means a lot. And next time, I'm sure we can have a face-to-face such kind of consultations, because of limited time and election time, code of conduct. We prefer to have a webinar, but I can assure you from the UNICEF and also from the Secretariat Coalition that we will be meeting very soon face to face, and the compendium will be shared with you in a day or two very soon. Yeah. So over to you, Utkarsha.
Yes, thank you, Yusuf. I would not like to, of course, take more time, but thank you for concluding, I think, and summarizing this entire thing. And yes, I completely agree with you that we would like to continue this as a platform and continue this, not making this like one-time effort, but we will definitely work on kind of keep this conversation or dialogue continued in the coming days. And yes, we will share the compendium with everyone very shortly. So let us, I think, now conclude it here. So I'm just handing it over to Tapti. But before we conclude, can we request everyone to please switch on their cameras if possible, so that we can take one good picture of all the panelists and all the attendees, if at all possible, if we can have all our videos on. Yes. Wow, great to see everyone. Great to have like men speaker talking about MHM. So many, I mean.
Yeah.
So thank you everyone, I guess. Yes.
Sometimes this gender disparity is pleasant. Or being a gender minority is a pleasant minority, I would say. Yes, thank you
Yes,
everyone.
so thank you everyone, and we look forward to continuing this dialogue. We will reach out to you for the same. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you.
everyone. Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.